We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
My name's Tyler. I'm a pharmacist and I live in Caldwell. A reason why I got vaccinated is because I wasn't just thinking about me and my health, is others around me. I'm a father, husband. I want to be there for my family. And then the other main choice is because of my parents are still alive, gratefully. They're both in their late 70s, both have major health conditions, and I wanted to protect them, so I chose to get the vaccine right away.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Think you can stand in my way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
No matter what life holds, we'll be there for you. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Treasure Valley Game Night presented by Mountain West Bank. Tonight it's the 2-0 Clearwater Valley Rams as they make the 4+ hour drive down to the Treasure Valley for the second time in 3 weeks, this time ending the trip in Notus, where they'll face the 1-1 Pirates. Treasure Valley Game Night is brought to you by our major partners tonight, and they are Project Filter, Valley-wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealer. Also want to thank our local advertising partners tonight. They are 5-Star Forestry, Perfection Tire, and Syringa Hospital and Clinics, and our power boosters as well, Klinger Foods, Syringa Hospital, and Evade Pest Management. All right, wasting no time. Lucas Gephardt alongside Will Henneke as we are all set for kickoff. Clearwater Valley will be kicking off from left to right. A bit hazy, a lot of games in the Treasure Valley canceled because of smoke, not a notice. So we're ready for football. End-over-end kick going towards the far sideline, hits at about the 25. It will roll out of bounds, so good starting field position for Notus to start things out, Will.
It is. It's really good. You're going to get it up around the 35-yard line as I try and figure out this tripod here. You're making me work tonight here. I don't know if I like that.
That's why we pay you the big bucks, right?
I'm used to getting the medium bucks. So bear with me here, folks.
All right, so it's going to be Notus 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Under center for Notus is going to be Benny Guevara, and he hands this one off up the middle. And decent gain on first down for Eli Hill as he picks up about 5 yards, and we're off and running here 8-man style.
Hill's a bit of a steady Eddie guy. He's not going to be your home run hitter, but at the same time, he's pretty dependable, pretty reliable, and he's a key piece to the puzzle here for Notus.
Notus returning the WIC Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year as it's another handoff up the middle. This time, not much working for the Pirates. It's going to be Carter Woodland on the carry, the senior.
Woodland, a guy who folks in the WIC here in District 3, they know who that young man is. He's been real productive for a long time, trying to get healthy after an off-season injury. Not quite 100% yet, but he was good enough to run for 300 yards last week.
So 3rd and 4, as we're just a minute to go in this first quarter. Shotgun set this time for Notus and Guevara, as they try the right side this time with Woodland trying to find some sort of cutback room, and he does have enough for the first down. They needed 4. Woodland got about 4.5. First down, Notus.
The old direct snap game there, picking up a few yards, and you don't have to do it in enormous chunks. You just need to keep those chains moving, keep your offense on the field.
And Woodland had just picked up that first down. The WIC Offensive Player of the Year a year ago. He was a first-team All-State defensive back as well, was second-team All-State at the running back position. As he's lined up here in the I formation, Guevara under center. No receivers in this set, 1st and 10. This time Guevara back to pass. He's going to throw this one down the far sideline. Has a man. It is caught. As that one went to Benitez for a big gain for the Pirates.
I like that. Good touch on that throw. Just let the receiver run out and get it, and picked up another big first down.
Grayson Benitez, the junior, 6'1", $165, puts Notus in the red zone. So we're just played about 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Back to the running formation. They did just throw out of it, however. So I formation here for Notus. Handoff, Woodland bounces out of a tackle, still on his feet, just able to pick up a couple. And it will bring up a second down. Under 10 minutes to go now, first quarter.
Akin, if you're into boxing analogies, a lot of body blows right here is you're kind of punching Clearwater Valley in the ribs a little bit. You're probing that defense, and you're trying to figure out, A, where the holes are, and B, see if you can wear them down over the course of a game.
Shotgun set this time now for Guevara. And a direct snap. This one goes to Ian Hill. They try the right side. Ian Hill finds a hole, still on his feet. Touchdown, Notus. So 9:21 to go on the clock. Eli Hill for the touchdown.
Nice run. I like the cutback there. Good vision to see that he had some room back to the middle of the field. Are we in trouble? Oh.
Maybe. So Eli Hill, the touchdown. So Notus is going to go for 2 here.
I got you.
I formation, Woodland, the back. They hand off Woodland straight up the middle, and the 2-point conversion is good. 8-0 Notus. 9:21 to go, first quarter.
Good start for Notus. You move the ball down the field, and you didn't get into any long yardage to go. You converted when you had the opportunity. You hit a couple big plays, and you get an early lead against – and this is 2 good teams. This is 2 teams that were in the playoffs last year. I'd have to think that both teams have a really good chance to be in the playoffs again this year. So that's if you're Coach Joe Woodland here for Notus, who's kind of right down in front of us right now, just out of camera view, if you will, he's got to be really happy with that start. Now we'll see if his defense can answer the bell and get off the field and get the ball back to the offense. Yeah,
one thing we didn't really get much of a chance to talk about before the game started because we were dealing with tech issues. Luckily, we got on the air before kickoff. But one thing that we had planned to talk about, Will, was we're going to learn a lot about both of these teams tonight.
Very much.
Clearwater Valley coming down from the north. They don't make a lot of trips down to the Treasure Valley for regular season games. They've made 2 in the last 3 weeks as they opened the season in the 8-man showcase. Now they're here at Notus.
Yeah.
We're going to learn a lot tonight.
Well, they beat Glens Ferry a couple of weeks ago in a steady, methodical win. It wasn't an overwhelming 60-0 win, but it was a good win. It was a good win for the Rams. And then they go up and they defeat Logos, and now they come back down here to play a good Notus team, a chance to move to 3-0. But chasing 8, as the saying goes already.
And this kick is going to be a short one. And look out, some room to run for Carson Schilling. Down the near sideline, he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Clearwater.
Well, I guess that's one way to answer, right?
Well, it was a short kick as Tiago Pickering was back deep for the Rams, but Carson Schilling, one of the upmen, he was planning to block on that one. Instead, he found a lot of room in the 8-man game. They still play on a full-length field where it's meant to be 11 guys, but so there's a lot of room on this field, and Schilling took full advantage of it.
Yeah, pretty good athletes, pretty good speed on that white sideline there, that being Clearwater Valley, and it landed in the hands or in a position where a pretty good athlete could pick it up, and he had a nice little run there, and it's a touchdown, and the Rams are right back on the board.
So the first look of the Clearwater offense will be a 2-point conversion. Here's Myers near side. He won't get there.
Really good defense, and that's Stafford, number 70, who got in there and made the play from his linebacker position.
All right, well, we'll take the chance to welcome in some of our local advertising partners. We'll start with 5 Star Forestry. They're a professional forestry company that has been serving the Washington, Idaho, Oregon, and Montana areas for over 16 years. Founded in 2005, their primary service includes tree planting, tree thinning, and fuel reduction. 5 Star Forestry is an urban interface fire protection by catering to the defensible spaces between the forest and your home. 5 Star Forestry is licensed and bonded and offers a wealth of experience and expertise at an affordable price. Find out more by calling Mike at 866-679-5372 or hit them up online at 5starforestry.com. That's the number 5starforestry.com.
Oh, I mean, we haven't even played 3 full minutes yet, and each team's already on the board.
Yeah, welcome to the 8-man game.
Yeah,
right?
Amen to that. Amen to that. 2 good teams here. You should probably expect some good counter-punch over the course of this one. And hopefully my camera work at some point gets a little bit better.
Yeah, notice last week, 58 in a road win against Council. Clearwater Valley, on the other hand, 20 in a win against Glens Ferry to open the season, and then 68 against Logos last week. As this kick goes to the far side, returning this one is Hill. He already has a touchdown tonight, throws a stiff arm, still on his feet, and brought down just shy of the 40.
So, again, pretty good field position up across the 35 for the Pirates. Last time they started in about this same area, and they were able to methodically move down the field and punch it in for 6.
Yeah, it was a good drive last time for Notus. They had a couple big plays, obviously the Hill touchdown, and then they had a big passing play as well.
Yeah, to Grayson Benitez up the right-hand side there. Well-thrown ball.
All right, so Notus will start in the I formation. No receivers in this set. As the sophomore quarterback, Benny Beneva starts this drive. Handoff up the middle, straight Woodland, and he picks up some good yards, about 6 or 7 of them on first down.
Yeah, and that can be alarmingly efficient if you'll pardon the way of putting it, is you just kind of beating somebody to death with a wiffle ball bat. 5 yards at a time, 5 yards at a time, 5 yards at a time, and eventually you're going to have to change what you do defensively, and that's where some of those seams open up, and that's when big plays happen.
So Guevara this time empties set, 3 receivers to his left. 2nd down and 4, 8.5 to go first quarter. Guevara will take the snap. Under pressure, looking to evade it, has to just get rid of it, and this one is going to fall short of the intended receiver, Benitez.
Boy, that's a good thing, too, because Jake Fabi was lurking, and if that ball is thrown about 2 yards further.
Yards to go. 8-17, our score, 8-6. Notus holding on to the 2-point lead. Guevara in the gun again. Direct snap to Woodland. Woodland still on his feet, trying to get to the near side. Breaks a tackle, first down, and a lot more. Down the near sideline, inside the 20, and pushed out at the 15.
Nice cut back again. That's the second time Notus has made use of that. Just let the defense pursue, put that foot in the ground, turn and go the other way. Woodland with a big gain, and Notus back in the red zone.
Yeah, you want to talk about just getting the ball into the hands of your playmakers. How about just snapping it to them directly?
Yeah, there you go. Eliminate the middleman.
Right. Guevara this time under center. The deep man is going to be Aspiazu, and up the middle will be Hill. And he picks up about 9. So it's going to be 2nd and short, under 8 minutes to go first quarter. And a bit of a similar drive this time for Notus as we saw last time. A couple body blows, you get the big play, now you're in the red zone.
Yeah, an attack between the guards, try and wear out the middle of that Ram defense.
Aspiazu, the deep man, this time I formation. Instead, they go to the fullback, Hill. Hill is stuffed up the middle. The first man there, Keegan Robeson for Clearwater Valley.
That's a good play right there by the Ram defense, and they needed that. He does pick up the first down, but what they needed to do is they need to keep it, now it's goal to go, but instead of first and goal from the 2, it's first and goal from the 6 or 7, which is,
right.
Every inch counts when you're down here.
So first down, goal to go, 7:06 to go, first quarter. Carter Woodland, the deep man, I formation. And they drop the snap. They're still able to get it off to Woodland, but there's not much room to work with after they bobble the snap, just about a yard or so.
Boy, Guevara able to pick it up and somehow get it to his running back. That was a heck of an effort by both sides, but the Notus definitely flirted with some serious trouble there.
And so maybe still fortunate to have the football as Notus. It's going to be second and goal from inside the 5.
We're halfway through the first quarter. Clearwater Valley hasn't run a play yet.
Right.
And we're about to have potentially our third score.
Again, I formation here for Guevara. The pitch out to Woodland. Woodland cuts back. Touchdown, Notus.
Pretty simple play there where you get it in the hands of your playmaker and give him an opportunity to make a move. Either cut it hard and go hard to the outside, race to the pylon, or do what he did. Again, stick that foot in the ground, turn upfield, get your 3 yards, and now you're up 14-6.
Right. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it here for Joe Woodland in this offense. There's clear effort to run the ball and run it early. This time Woodland sent out to the far side. They hand it off, and that is easy for Eli Hill for the 2-point conversion.
I notice his offense has looked really, really good so far tonight.
Yeah, it has 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and 2 2-point conversions. Can't really ask for much more than that if you're Joe Woodland.
Yeah, all before Clearwater Valley's offense has touched the ball, because the only time Clearwater Valley had a player touch it, they returned a kick for a touchdown.
All right, the professional sales staff at Perfection Tire and Cami is eagerly waiting to provide you with incredible service and the latest automotive products available. Perfection Tire can take care of all your tire needs and more, including brakes, shocks, struts, tune-ups, oil changes, alignments, and more. Nothing is wrong with your car or truck now. Bring it in, and they'll help you keep it that way with their 30, 60, 90 preventative maintenance program. Stop in and see Dallas or Jerry at Perfection Tire and Cami at 107 East 3rd Street and give them a call, 208-935-2999, or go online to perfectiontire.com. Perfection Tire proudly supports Clearwater Valley Athletics.
By the Rams, you'd think they need to have some sort of a kickoff return for a touchdown would be great, but if you haven't seen Clearwater before, it's not going to
though after the game, so. As this one up the middle, it will be Myers still on his feet. That's a good gain of about 5 yards.
Well, when you're averaging 19 a carry, 5 can be a little disappointing.
The average has now gone down.
Coach Alan Hutchins, the Clearwater Valley coach, when he told us that Bass was averaging 19 yards a carry, he said, I can't give him the ball in the red zone. It'll hurt his per carry average.
5.5 to go, first quarter. Our score 16-6 Notus. But this is the first Clearwater Valley offensive possession of the day. As Fabi in the gun, 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, Fabi is going to go down in the backfield.
That was Jimenez, 75, the defensive tackle, right up the middle, and that's what that young man can do. 250 pounds right over the center. If you don't get on him quickly, he'll blow up any pocket.
Yeah, also there was Connor Stafford for Notus as well. Some good interior pressure on a passing down, and now it's going to be 4th and about 14. And it looks like Clearwater will go for it. Under 5 minutes to go, first quarter.
Now my bet is he's going to punt. Be a mini roll here.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a good one from Fabi. And they're going to get, well, not quite as favorable of a roll as it first appeared, as it will rest at the 32.
You know what's funny is Rams, they need a stop. They're down a touchdown. They have not had any luck yet stopping Notus. You don't want to let them gain too much momentum.
Yeah, this is now the third offensive possession for Notus. They're 2 for 2 so far on touchdowns and 2-point conversions. Guevara is going to throw on first down and just led his receiver a little bit too far. Was looking for Benitez.
I like the play call. Try and get Benitez out on the edge a little bit. Try and get him moving, not stationary. And if that throw is a little bit more on the money and allows Benitez to catch it, he had a little bit of a room to try and turn upfield and make a play.
4.5 to go first quarter now, as it'll be a 2nd down and 10 from about the 26-yard line.
We're up here in the cool part of the world. We got the Notus team photographer here. We got the scoreboard operator. We got the PA announcer.
It's a cool kids club up here.
Meanwhile, they're like, who are these clowns down at the end?
Guevara rolling. He's going to throw it again deep down the middle into coverage, and it falls to the ground. That was double coverage that Guevara tried to fit that into. Was looking for Benitez again.
People at home after that play might have been saying, at no point did I ever see the ball in that play. And I'd say, you know what? Neither did I. I was trying to find it, and about the time I found it, it was gone. And by the time I caught up with it, it was already on the ground. Not my finest effort.
Well, for those at home that didn't see it, directly between the hash marks. Middle there, Will.
Yeah. I've got it now.
3rd down and 10, 4:26. Direct snap again. Here's Woodland coming down the near side. Picks up a block from Guevara. He's going to step out of bounds. And we'll see where they spot it. I think he's going to be a little bit short of the first down. He is about 2.5, maybe 3 yards. So 4th down and decision time here for Notus.
Well, with a lead, why not? If you're going to go for it, this is probably the time to do it. You only need about 3 yards. You've been pretty effective between the tackles. Between the guards, I guess I should say. It's 8-man football.
Right.
Why not? I don't know that this is a particularly bad gamble if you're head coach Joe Woodland and the Notus Pirates.
That's exactly what they're going to do. 4th down and 3. Woodland motions out to the far side, and they drop the snap, but they still hand it off to Hill, and it's a 1st down.
If I didn't know better, I'd say that's by design, because that's twice they've done it, and it's twice they've turned it into about a 5 or 6 yard gain. And not only does it throw off the defense a little bit, it can throw off the eye or the offense. It throws off the eyes of the offense a little bit. It can throw off the eyes of the defense.
Yeah, and for Clearwater, that's got to be a frustrating play for them, as they had the ball on the ground on a 4th down opportunity to get off the field there, and sets a fresh set of downs for Notus. As Guevara is going to look to pass, comes to the near side, floats one up. It is caught. That is Tyler Stevens, the senior, 6'2", 170. Had his defender beat, and a nice catch along the sideline.
Under duress, too, because the ball underthrown just a touch, so he had to wait for it just a touch, which allowed Tiago Pickering to get back and attempt to make a play on the ball, and he went and he won the battle.
So fresh set of downs now. We're under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from the 30. Guevara now under center. Toss out Woodland. Woodland looking for the edge. Picks up a block. Still on his feet. 1st down, a lot more. Inside the 10. Tiptoes down the sideline. And he's pushed out of bounds. However, a flag sits back at the 30. And it's going to be holding on Clearwater, so I would imagine this will be declined.
You wonder if a defensive lineman grabbed a blocker and tried to pull him out of the way or something. Yep, declined. Good call.
And Woodland ended up inside the 10, down to about the 5. Will, we said earlier we're going to learn a lot tonight. I think what we've learned is Notus's offense looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, it does. And when we talked to Joe Woodland before the game a little bit, he was saying, we kind of we didn't play as well as we could have in week 1 against Kendrick, the loss at the 8-man classic. And then he said, and then in the first half last week against Council, he's like, we were just okay. And in the second half, we started to figure things out a little bit. And what we're seeing here is more of the same.
And they try Woodland up the middle. This isn't going anywhere, maybe a yard or so. So 2nd and goal, as we're under 3 minutes now to play in the first quarter.
Not an ideal situation at all for the Rams here. You're already down 10 points, and you're backed up against your goal line. You're on the road. You had a long bus ride just to get here. And they came down today, so they just got here. Well, not just got here, but
a couple hours ago.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Shotgun set this time, direct snap. This is Woodland and a nice tackle in the backfield. Tiago Pickering may have saved a touchdown.
Really good play there. He was able to get the runner around the feet, and you take away the legs of a runner, it's suddenly a lot harder to run.
We approach the 2-minute mark. A big couple plays coming up here, especially if you're Clearwater. If you can keep Notus off the board here, 10 points feels a lot better than 16 or possibly 18.
Well, and 10 points in 8-man really is nothing, but having given up 3 successive scores is a little bit more of a psychological issue.
Guevara on the shotgun, direct snap, Woodland, and another stuff, this time for the Rams. And it's going to bring up a 4th down, and that was Pickering again.
I've got a fly that really likes my thumb. I'm sitting here trying to run the camera, and this fly, I think, wants to watch as well.
It's got a front row view.
Front row view of the tripod because it's my backhand. Maybe he really enjoys tripods.
All right.
Hey, 4th down. Here we go.
Yeah, big play here. 4th down and goal to go from the 4. It's going to be Hill and Woodland, but they're going to throw. Guevara out route to the outside, and he just let his receiver Benitez a little too far, and that is a big-time stop for Clearwater.
Well, and you saw in frame there, if you're watching on Idaho Sports and not just listening while you do other things, the second Guevara let go of it, he knew he let his receiver just a little bit too far, and you could just see him kind of drop his head. He knew he had it, and he just, that throw just missed. But, yes, big stop for Clearwater Valley because now 16-6 with the ball, you're very much in it.
Right, as opposed to
22 or 24-6.
Right.
Now, the downside of it is you're starting on your own 4-yard line. You got a long way to go.
You do have a couple home run hitters, though, in Tiago Pickering and then Bass Myers as well. So, I think this is going to be Myers the whole way here. What do you
I think I'd like to see them establish a bit of a ground attack, get between the guards, see if they can push back on that Notus defense a little bit.
It is Myers on the far side. Myers is going to cut back, and he can't as he's wrapped up by Stevens. Myers almost took that all the way back to the near side.
No,
if he
had a lot of room.
That.
If
Yeah.
Stevens doesn't make that tackle, there's a lot of room out here on the right-hand side. But a great play by number 8 in blue, and, second and even lost a yard.
Yeah, loss of a yard there. There's under a minute to play in the first quarter. Backed up against the shadows of their own goalposts. Here are the Rams. Again to Myers. Again, nowhere to run. Again, he's still on his feet. Again, breaking tackles. This time. And what happened here? It looked like Notus came away with the ball.
Notus came out of there with the ball somehow.
No signal from the officials
there
yet.
It is.
It is Notus ball. So Myers, the fumble, recovered by Tristan Aspiazzo.
I didn't even see how it happened. I don't know if he just reached in there and took it away or what. But
I think he just took it out of his hands.
All of a sudden, instead of everyone wrestling with Bass Myers, everybody was wrestling with Aspiazzu, and now, here we are. Notice right back, 1st and goal at about the 9.5.
Yeah, Aspiazzu just came out of the pile with the ball. That's pretty much what we saw from up here. So 1st and goal to go now. First turnover of the game. As they go to Woodland, straight up the middle, touchdown Notus. (22-6).
Nice job by that Notus offensive front there, just getting a good push. And, Woodland didn't exactly have to pick a hole there, just follow his blockers and let the pile move itself.
It's going to be Woodland's 2nd touchdown of the night. And here comes the 2-point conversion. 15 seconds to go, first quarter.
So remember what we were saying just a second ago about being 22 or 24-6?
Yeah.
Scrap it because that's what it is now.
2-point conversion, no good. But the damage has been done. 15 seconds to go. It's 22-6. It's been all Notus, Will, in this first quarter.
Well, you take out one kick return from Carson Pickering for a touchdown. They haven't had the ball very much, they being Clearwater Valley, and when they have, the middle of that Notus defense hasn't really given them anywhere to go.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we heard a lot about Bassmeyers coming into this game, and, he had the fumble on the last possession, but it hasn't really been that he's really been neutralized. It's just, I think Clearwater I'd love to know what the plays are, how many plays each team has run.
Oh, man.
It's been dominated by
significant.
Notus.
It's got to be somewhere in the neighborhood of, about 20 to 5.
Right.
Somewhere in that general ballpark. And the name of the game in 8-man football is obviously, score. It's no different than 11-man football. However, when you can dominate the ball, it's really hard to score without the ball. There's my expert inside analysis. If you don't have the ball, it's really hard to do much. And Alan Hutchins and his staff over on that far side, I guarantee you they're having some conversations right now. What do we need to do to kind of get things going? How do we attack this Notus defense? Because so far, they've had no luck whatsoever.
I think for Clearwater, it just comes down to they just need to put together a complete drive. They just have to possess the ball a little bit. And they have to do it quickly before this thing gets away from them because it's already 22-6.
Well, the good news is at 22-6, you're 2 touchdowns out. And 2 touchdowns is not, as far as 8-man goes, not that bad.
Here's Schilling. He already has a kick return tonight. This time he's pushed out at the 40. And 9 seconds are left here in the first quarter, so we'll probably get one more play, and then we'll switch sides and move forward with our second quarter.
Maybe it's going into the sun. It's the positive thing. Going this direction, going to your left, because that's where the sun is going to set there over that cornfield. Maybe that's the magic elixir.
Sure, and I think, too, for Clearwater, this is a team that they left this morning from Kuski, about a 4.5-hour drive. Maybe it just takes a quarter to really kind of kickstart things.
It might, but the problem is when you're playing a team like Notus, you don't always have a quarter to kind of get warmed up.
Right. So Fabi in the shotgun set, 9 seconds to go. This will be the last play of the first quarter. Play action, Fabi nowhere to go. He's sacked in the backfield at the 30.
Nico Sullivan got through there among others. Big play there. This Notus defense, boy, they have looked really, really good.
A first quarter that was dominated by Notus. 22-6 after 1. And let's go ahead and hear from some of our local partners here. We'll go with Syringa Hospital and Clinics. They're proud supporters of Ram football. Their highest priority is keeping every student healthy and safe so they can continue to shine athletically and academically. Syringa provides quality health care right at home, where the Rams have access to sports physicals, sports therapies, MRI, CT, X-ray scans, and much more. Check first with Syringa to get the quality care you need with the people who care about your success. Syringa Hospital and Clinics, their number 208-983-1700, dedicated to providing you with the quality health care you deserve. I want to thank 5-Star Forestry, Perfection Tires, and, of course, Syringa Hospital and Clinics, as well as our power boosters, Collinger Foods, and Evade Pest Management.
Now, the big thing here for Clearwater Valley is don't panic. Yeah, you're down 16. Yeah, you just had a stinker of a quarter. It happens, okay? But now you've got to stabilize the boat, so to speak. Sure. You got to stop taking on some water. You got to find a way to make some plays here. They just have had a hard time getting anything going on offense. So objective one, find something that works. And right here, they're spreading them out a little bit. Maybe that's the way to go.
Yeah, 4 receivers set. So half of the people in the formation are receivers. Fabi looking to run. He's got a lot of room in front of him. Picks up the first down across midfield and is pushed out at the 44.
He got a good help coming back, a good help block from his receiver as a linebacker had some eyes on him. And a receiver able to get in his way, and not a blindside block, not a dirty block, but got in his way, let Fabi get to the outside. And maybe, again, like I said, maybe that's the key. Maybe you just got to spread them out and let Fabi kind of pick his spots, some run-pass options, and not in terms of handoffs, but him running.
Right. Yeah, spread him out, shake things up, try something a little different. It worked out for the Rams that time. It's a 1st and 10. The first offensive play that they've run on the other side of the 50. On the right side of the 50, I should say. Same set this time, twin receivers to each side. Fabi in the gun. He's looking to throw. Steps up under pressure, looking to run again. And he's able to pick up maybe a half yard. A flag does come in at the line of scrimmage.
The way he went down, it looked like he got a face mask or horse collar is what they're saying. The way when you see one arm extended and then a guy going down from the top, if you will.
Sure.
You wonder, okay, he either had him by the collar or he might have had him by the face mask.
So the horse collar tackle will give Clearwater another first down.
And so just like that, again, they're moving here. And it's all of 2 plays. They've still got a ways to go before anything happens. But a touchdown here, you're potentially right back within 1 score, and you're in okay shape.
Yeah, and 2 possessions in the 8-man game is nothing. I mean, just look at the scores last week for both these teams.
Oh, boy. Just the state in general.
Right.
Potlatch scored 90. Lapway scored 82. Deary scored 78.
Yeah, this game far from over. This time for Fabi, trips are to the near side. And immediately under pressure is Fabi, and he's looking to run on the far side. Has to get rid of this one. It's incomplete. His intended receiver was Bass Myers.
Yeah, there was a long drag route there, and you could see what, I don't know if it's specifically called a drag route, but coming from way out here, they had way out here, so you can see where we're at. But way onto the near sideline, Myers kind of ran a long cross, and it's a little bit of a slow developing play. Fabi had to buy some time in order to get that throw off, and it just didn't connect.
So 2nd and 10, and we played a minute here in the second quarter. 10:57 to go. Clearwater down 22-6. Bit of a different formation this time. Instead of 4 receivers, they're going to go 2 running backs. Ball sitting at the 29. Fabi play action under pressure again. This time he put the ball on the ground, and it's picked up by Notus, and just tripped up before he took off was Aspiazu, the senior, again coming up with the big-time turnover.
Boy, 2 fumble recoveries for Aspiazu, and again, tremendous pressure right up the middle. Really, I mean, Fabi had almost no chance on that play. Really good defense by that Notus front.
Yeah, Notus has done a tremendous job of getting some pressure on Fabi really all night long.
Yeah, he has really had no time to kind of set his feet and then look to make a throw. It's been set afoot, and what happens as a quarterback is sometimes that eye level comes down. You're not looking downfield anymore. You're looking at that big 250-pound all-state defensive tackle coming right up the middle, running right at your face.
Guevara under center, play action. Guevara, all kinds of time to throw. Chucks this one down the far sideline. It's dropped. Benitez maybe was thinking about what he was going to do after he caught the ball before he actually caught it.
You know, what I'll say there, and I want you to kind of go with me here, what I think he was thinking is, dang, that football's really hard to see with that large orb right up there.
Sure, that's a good point. He was looking right into the sun when he was trying to make that catch. It may have been a Notus touchdown if he did bring it in, but nevertheless, 2nd and 10. 10.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Toss, Woodland, near side. Crosses midfield, still on his feet, breaks another tackle and pushed out of bounds. It's going to be a first down for Notus.
You know what I like about Carter Woodland is he's very patient when he runs. He doesn't outrun his blocking. He doesn't outrun his play. He gives it a few seconds to develop. I mean, he could have just put his head down and run 1,000 miles an hour, and he would have run out of help 2 yards downfield, but instead he lets his blocks establish themselves. He gets to the corner and picks up a first.
Yeah, good runner is Carter Woodland, 307 yards on the ground last week with a pair of touchdowns. Well on his way to replicating that tonight. Guevara back to throw. Again, plenty of time. Guevara now looking to run. Here he comes down the near sideline, breaks a tackle, and then steps out of bounds after picking up about 6 or 7.
You had Benitez going down that right-hand side there, and I think that's where Guevara may have wanted to go with the ball. But you had 2 defenders over there. There was really nowhere to throw it.
So 2nd down and 5 as they award him half of the yardage he needed for the first on that one. But, really something that's beginning to develop here, Will, is when Notus goes back to pass, Guevara has all day.
Yep, he has time.
When Fabi goes back to pass, he has defenders in his face almost immediately. Handoff up the middle to Eli Hill. That's another Notus first down. You know, I think something that's really starting to develop is Notus is winning in the trenches.
Yeah, they're, I would say, borderline not just winning, they're borderline dominating in the trenches, and I think that that's somewhat reflected in the score. And both of the turnovers that they've caused have been on attempts in the middle of the field.
Right.
The middle of that Notus defense is beating the middle of that Clearwater Valley offense. Or vice versa. The middle of that Notus team is beating the middle of that Clearwater team.
Yeah, whistles, and we're going to get a timeout as Notus wants to talk about this one. That'll be the first timeout used by Joe Woodland, now in his 5th season for Notus. We'll take this opportunity to thank 5 Star Forestry. They're a professional forestry company, has been serving Washington, Idaho, Oregon, and Montana for over 16 years. Founded in 2005, their primary services include tree planting, tree trimming, and fuel reduction. 5 Star Forestry specializes in urban interface fire protection by creating a defensible space between the forest and your home. 5 Star Forestry is licensed and bonded and offers a wealth of experience and expertise at an affordable price. Find out more by calling Mike at 866-679-5372 or hit them up online at 5starforestry.com. That's the number 5starforestry.com. That advertisement comes at really the perfect time here in the Treasure Valley because a number of games canceled in our area because of wildfire smoke.
Well, and hopefully, not hopefully, but if you're looking on your screen right now, I'm kind of pointed towards it would be the northeast, towards the Sawtooth Mountains, and you see
2nd and short coming up. Just a very patient, methodical offense for Notus has been on display throughout this one so far. Woodland now motioned out to the near side. Guevara will throw. Guevara throws end zone. Touchdown Notus. This one, Grayson Benitez.
well thrown ball, and Benitez able to roll that one in right in the middle of the end zone. Notus on the board again. Pirates playing really, really well.
Yeah, now is 28-6 with 8.5 to go in the second quarter. And they'll go for two again. You're not going to see much kicking down in the 8-man game.
Not much.
An impressive display here for Notus in their home opener. And this ball is on the ground, so two-point conversion is going to be no good. And we will sit right there, 28-6. And, Will, we talked about a little bit earlier about how we were going to find out a lot about these two teams. I think that's really reflected in this week's state media poll. You look up and down this, you have Oakley, the undisputed #1 team in the state. I mean, we're early in the season. Raft River is ranked second. They'll play their first game this week, right?
They played their first game last week. They beat Kamei.
Okay, well, there you go. So they're 1-0. Mm-hmm. Point is, we're early. Mm-hmm. And you look up and down at the teams that are receiving votes. You have Murtaugh, Genesee, Grace, Notus, Lapwai, Troy, and Clearwater Valley. Clearwater Valley got 1 vote. Mm-hmm. Notus got 2. So what that tells me is there's a couple voters in probably their respected area of the state that has kind of maybe noticed that, hey, this team might be a team to watch this year.
Well, the White Pine up in District 2, it's a lot more balanced. I think there are any of it, but, Potlatch looked tremendous last week. Lapwai is loaded with athletes as always. This Clearwater team's pretty good. Kamei is pretty good. Genesee has playmakers. Obviously, Prairie, they've only been good for the last 20 years or so. It's a little more balanced than in years past, and I think that's somewhat reflected in those votes because once you get, you look down here, you get down to Prairie Kamei at 4-5, and then in receiving votes, you got Genesee, Lapwai, Troy, Clearwater Valley. Those are all from the same league, so I think there are a lot of teams up there that can play. I think the thing that we've yet to see is there a team in the White or down here in the Western Idaho Conference in District 3 that's going to really challenge Notus because Notus looks pretty dang good, and the rest of the Western Idaho Conference so far, frankly, has struggled a little bit.
Yeah, Pickering picks up this one on the kick return. He's tackled at the 15, and you're right. You look at some of the past playoff brackets in the Western Idaho Conference, for the most part, has not had much success in the state tournament.
No, it's been a while.
And where some of that success has come is, schools like Prairie, schools like a lot of those schools from the White Pine League have had most success.
Well, District 2 and District 4, pretty much everything at the 1A level, at the Division 1 level, I should say, has come out of either District 2 or District 4. And it looks very possible, although Butte County out of District 5-6 is going to be a contender when it's all said and done. But it looks much the same this year.
So Fabi empty set, will look to throw. This time he has plenty of time to throw. Chucks this one down the near side, led his receiver Bass Myers a bit too far, though. But that was really the first time that Fabi is.
He had time. Yep, he had time to look around. Got to a second or a third read, just kind of laid it out there, and just a little off target. That's all.
Yeah, it almost seemed like he was like, "Whoa, what's this?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of it is look who's over here on the sideline, number 75, Aaron Jimenez, who's been an absolute menace in the middle of that Notus defense so far. He's getting a series, an opportunity to catch his breath a little bit, and, frankly, the Clearwater Valley offensive line getting a chance to catch their breath.
So 2nd and 10, 8:20 to go here before halftime. So far, it's been all Notus. Fabi looking to throw again, throws this one near side, incomplete again. He was looking for Tiago Pickering.
Well, both of these teams, I think that they would agree, if we have our druthers, we're running the football. And right now, Clearwater Valley dropping to throw a little bit. Bass Myers, a kid that ran for 300 yards last week, and he's a kid who's been a big play guy for them this year. He's already scored 7 or 8 touchdowns. They've not yet been able to get him on track, and if Clearwater Valley is going to get back in this game, which they certainly can, we're not even halfway through the second quarter.
Right.
They're going to have to get number 12 going a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm Clearwater, I'm not sure I've wandered too far away from that game plan just yet. Just to your point, a lot of football left. Fabi is on 3rd and 10, going to line up with 4 receivers under pressure. Fabi still on his feet, and he's going to go down for the sack. Loss of a couple.
Good job again by that Notus front. And again, now I think what we're starting to see a little bit is once Fabi's eyes come down to the defensive line on that rush. So when as long as he's got his eyes upfield and the receivers are running, they've got a chance. But as soon as that rush starts to come through, his eyes are coming down on them. And then at that point, it's just a matter of time a little bit, because he's either got to break free and run for it, or they're going to sack him.
So Fabi going to punt this one away now down the far sideline. It didn't get
short of
a
midfield.
Whole lot on it, yeah.
Nope. Short of midfield. And notice here, in 8-man football, I've learned that I don't want to say there's no such thing as a knockout punch in the first half, but if you get into a territory of 34 or 36-6 with still time on the clock in the second quarter, you're really, really in a danger zone.
Yeah, so what you're saying, a big possession coming up here for Clearwater defensively at least, and Notus a chance to really kind of take control of this game.
Well, especially, I think Notus has control of this game at the moment, but Clearwater Valley, if they want to get back in it, eventually they got to keep Notus from scoring. Notus has scored every time they've had the ball, with the one caveat being the 4th down failure where Clearwater Valley fumbled a play or two later, and then on the very next play, Notus scored. There have not been many defensive stops from the team in white against the team in blue, and they need some.
Back to pass again, all day to throw is Guevara. He's going to throw this one down the near sideline, just short of Benitez.
A lot of time. And it looked like a 2-receiver route where both the receivers were running well downfield, so it took a second for that play to develop.
So 2nd down, 10 yards to go now, 7:21 to go here before halftime. Notice a 28-6 lead, and with the football on the right side of the 50, the ball sitting at the 40. Shotgun set for Guevara. Direct snap, Woodland coming near side. Woodland trying to look for the edge, cuts back, still on his feet. First down, rolls over a defender, and he's dropped at the 30. Just inside of it, it'll be a first down. Check that, mark him out at the 20.
Yeah, good run again. Good patient run.
So in the red zone again are the Pirates. Guevara back under center now. Woodland the deep back. Handoff this time going to Hill. And Hill picks up about 5.
Louis Fabi on the tackle there, got him down around the ankles, and Hill really had nowhere to go. Pretty good tackle.
So 2nd down, 5 yards to go now. About 6.5 minutes to go here before halftime in the second quarter. A half that's just been dominated by Notus. Pitch, Woodland near side. Woodland looking for the corner, breaks a tackle, breaks 2, and is brought down inside the 10. Good enough for another Notus first down. 1st and goal coming up.
Halfway through the second quarter here. Pirates really, really impressive so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, offensively, the pressure that they've been able to get on Clearwater, on defense, a couple timely turnovers. Impressive showing so far for Notus. And this time they're going to run a counter, and this is going to be another Notus touchdown. This one was Benitez coming on the counter, and it worked.
Very well executed play. He came through clean, and then it just became a foot race to the corner, and Benitez won that race. And Notus on the board again. I mean, we're kind of running out of things to say so far. If you're a fan of the team in blue, you're having a lot of fun. If you're a fan of the team of the red and white, you're kind of pulling your hair out going, what do we got to do to stop this offense?
Yeah, it's been virtually every time except for that one possession where they turned it over. Notus has scored every other time that they've had the ball. And here comes the 2-point conversion. Guevara back to pass, throws this one far side. It's caught. 2-point conversion good. Tyler Stevens, the senior. And the lead is now 30.
I don't think anybody saw this coming. No, I don't even think in your heart of hearts. I think the most ardent, the most diehard Notus fans out there, I don't know that Tim Dranginis, the former coach, I don't know, everybody has confidence, hey, this is a game we can win, and they should have had confidence that they can win. But up 30 halfway through the second quarter,
yeah.
I don't know how many people would have pegged that one.
Sure, yeah. And notice that this is a program that has come a long way. It's under head coach Joe Woodland now in his 5th season. They missed the state playoffs the first couple seasons, but you look at what they've done under Woodland, and it's been improvement virtually every year. 2018, you had a 2-7 year. 19, you went 4-5. You missed the state playoffs, and then the last 2 seasons, you have playoff appearances, losing in the quarterfinals the last 2 years. But this could potentially be a game that really kind of shifts the momentum of a program.
Yeah, I mean, you go back 20 years, this Notus program back in the days of, Coach Dranginis, his son Cody was a heck of a player here, Darren Burdine, Michael Burdine. Notus was kind of, you could just pencil them in for 6-7 wins in a state playoff appearance every year. Like most 8-man teams, they fell on a little bit of a hard spell, and now they have definitely turned the corner back a little bit, and they've played some good football the last few years.
Yeah, this kick's going to go out of bounds, so good starting field position for Clearwater and an offense that desperately needs something to go their way.
Well, and definitely some hands on hips, some fatigue from playing a lot of defense, but also some frustration. You look at those fellas in the white and red, they're definitely a little frustrated out there. They know they're a better team than they've shown thus far. Let's see if they can answer the bell, see if they can come up with a touchdown drive here before the half. They'll get the ball to start the second half, so there's an opportunity to get back in. But at some point, they're going to have to make some big plays on offense, and they're going to have to make some stops on defense.
Yeah, and I think that's it right there. Is they're going to have to make some stops on the other side of the ball, which they haven't been able to do much of that at all here tonight. They're on offense here, 1st down and 10 from the 30. And looks like this is going to be a false start. And no, they call encroachment.
Now, there were a lot of different people moving. It was just a matter of who went first.
Yeah, right. All right, so 1st and 5 as they push the ball up to the 40 now. Ball was at the 35. And handoff to Myers, who picks up about 4. Myers, a quiet first half so far last week, 275 yards on the ground.
That's Myers' first touch, and granted, Clearwater Valley has not had the ball very much.
Right.
But that's Myers' first touch. I don't think he touched it at all last series. I think the last time he had touched it was when they were down inside the 10 and turned it over. So they need to get him going to some degree. They need to get the running game going, whether it's Bass Myers, whether it's somebody else. They got to get somebody going.
Back to the ground game this time, and this time it's not going anywhere. All 8 hats for Notus were to the ball in that one. Impressive defensive effort for the Pirates.
Yeah, Jake Fabi, a young man, a sophomore, just kind of getting the pads low and trying to grind out what he can. And it's 3rd and very short, so you're somewhat staying ahead of the sticks here. But that Notus defensive front, no gaping lanes, no big holes. The one big play that Clearwater Valley had on offense was when everything was spread out and Louis Fabi, the quarterback, just picked his lane and ran for a while. That's the one big play they've had on offense so far. A testament to this Notus defense. They've been good.
3rd and 1. Fabi's going to try to pick it up on the ground. He does.
Well, there for a second, I didn't know if he was going to, but he got pulled forward by the tacklers.
Yeah, Jimenez that time, the senior Aaron Jimenez, 6'1", 250. Boy, that's pretty good size down to the 1A level.
He's a good player. He's an active player. He's not just you've seen a lot of schools have a big kid who takes up blocks. That's his job, and he does it well. Jimenez chases. He moves around. He makes plays, and he's a big part of their success defensively so far tonight.
All right, 1st and 10 here for Clearwater. Toss to Myers, near side, and look at the pursuit there from the Notus defense.
Well, it was Aspiazu again, who's had himself one heck of a game. There's a tackle for loss. He's recovered a couple of fumbles. He's had himself one heck of a football game so far.
You could see the entire in the 8-man game, a toss, the purpose of that is to hit a home run, right? I mean, 8 guys on the field.
You got to win the race to the corner.
You
got to win that race to the corner.
But that time, Aspiazu won that race. Yep. But it wasn't just Aspiazu. There was 3 or 4 other Pirates that were in pursuit to that corner. And a whistle and a timeout.
Yep.
Taken by Clearwater. We'll take this time to thank some of our local advertising partners. We'll go to Perfection Tire and Camei. Their professional staff is eagerly waiting for you to enjoy their incredible service and the latest automotive products available. Perfection Tire can take care of all your tire needs and more, including brakes, shocks, struts, tune-ups, oil changes, alignments, and more. If nothing is wrong with your car or truck now, bring it in, and they'll help you keep it that way. They have a 30, 60, 90 protective maintenance program. Stop in and see Dallas or Jerry at Perfection Tire and Camei, 107 East 3rd Street. You can also give them a call at 208-935-2999 or go online to perfectiontire.com. Perfection Tire proudly supporting Clearwater Valley Athletics. Also want to thank Syringa Hospital and Clinics. They are proud supporters of Ram football. Their highest quality of keeping every student healthy and safe so they can continue to shine athletically and academically. Syringa provides quality health care right at home where the Rams have access to sports physicals, physical therapy, MRI, CT, X-ray scans, and much more. Check with Syringa to get the quality health care you need with the people who care about your success. Syringa Hospital, their number 208-983-1700. And a wide open receiver this time, Louis Fabi. He's still on his feet, racing between the hash marks Touchdown Clearwater. They needed that.
Boy, I really like that play call. They just ran the sweep to the other side to Bassmeyer's strong hand. He was a right-handed thrower. And you could see it from up here. That's the joy of being up here, right? As you can see it from above. You could see how Myers was not even really looking upfield. He was just running. He was just running parallel, and that was to give Fabi enough time to kind of wheel out. And then he threw on the brakes, and I mean there was nobody on this side of the field. Nobody on this side of the field at all. Very good play call. Very well executed.
Yeah, Louis Fabi, the senior, with the touchdown. He was about the only person on this side of the field.
I got a funny Louis Fabi story when we have a second here.
All right. Can't wait to hear it. Meanwhile, Fabi is lined back up in the quarterback position for the 2-point conversion. He'll look to run this time, trying to find the corner to the outside, and he found it, and the 2-point conversion is good. All right, let's hear your Fabi story.
Well, so we did the game a couple weeks ago, and I'm with Paul Kingsbury, and I'm saying, you know, Louis Fabi, they had a guy named Anthony Fabi a couple years ago, and I remember him, and, you know, he was a pretty good player, but, you know, he's graduated now we got Louis. Well, IdahoSports.com got an email. Anthony Fabi is Louis Fabi. He's always just been known as Louis, so they just call him Louis this year. And his mom, she's here today at the game, and she said to me when she walked up, there is an older Fabi, you were right, but his name is Christian. And he is now in the United States Army, and he's stationed in Italy. So if he's listening right now, Christian, I remembered you. I just called you your brother. You know, we obviously appreciate your service, and we can't wait to get you back here on American soil and back here watching some Idaho football. But Louis Fabi, Anthony Fabi, same person. Moral of the story.
Well, there you go. The more you know. And Fabi, if you're listening over there in Italy, certainly appreciate your service to our country, as well as all of our men and women in uniform who are currently serving or have served in the past. Certainly appreciate your service. All right, so 36-14 now. Still 2:44 to go, second quarter before halftime. Now if you're Clearwater, the path back.
You've got a chance to make it interesting, but it starts with a stop.
And this one is going to be kicked right into the hands of Ian Hill, the sophomore.
Well, that was a pretty good catch, actually, because that thing was spinning sideways, and I'm not talking about a spiral.
You know, I've muffed a kick like that before, where they kick it right at your chest.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're an up back, you're not necessarily prepped for it, you know.
Right.
But you know, you're what you were saying is right. Clearwater Valley, if they can get a stop here, and if they can get a score before halftime, and we're lining up the ifs, okay, because there's 2:42 to go in the half. If you can get a stop, if you can get the ball back, and if you can punch in a score, and you're down, say, 36-20, 36-22 going into the locker room, who gets the ball to start the second half? Clearwater Valley. All of a sudden it's a football game. But it starts here with something that they haven't done yet, and that's get this Pirate offense off the field.
Woodland, the deep back, they toss to him. Here he comes far side, crosses midfield, working down the far hash. He has a first down to the 40. And it's just tough to stop patient runners like Woodland when there's this much space on the field.
Boy, and you had a really good look at it there because he was literally running directly away from us in a straight line. You got to watch how patient he was and how the blockers for Notus were able to get out in front and just give him that lane to just kind of keep easing along that side until he could turn up the field.
So fresh set of downs here for the Pirates, approaching 2 minutes to go in the first half. Direct snap this time goes to Hill. And Hill's still on his feet, but finally tripped up at the 35.
Boy, Jake Fabi got him by the shoelaces, and Hill had a chance. If he could have kept his feet, there was a little bit of room out there on that left-hand side.
Under 2 minutes to play now in the second quarter, and it's just been the same story offensively for Notus. They're just picking up chunks at a time. 6 yards here, 10 yards there. Back to Woodland. He's still on his feet. There he goes. Touchdown, Notus. Woodland from 36 yards.
Boy, and it's a cutback. That's the second or third time that it's been the initial hole has at least been clogged, and the runner, whether it's Woodland or it was Hill earlier in the game, the ability to just kind of veer off course a little bit and find that open spot and take it in for a touchdown. And again, now that script that script we had talked about for Clearwater Valley, it's changed again.
Yep.
You know, you have time, but you're in kind of a must-score situation before half.
Woodland had 2 rushing touchdowns in the win last week, as the 2-point conversion is good as they throw it out to Stevens again. That's his second 2-point pickup of the night as well. Well, Woodland had 2 touchdowns in the entire game last week. He has 3 and 1/2 here tonight.
Yeah, and they've been all a testament to some patient running and some good running, letting the play develop, finding that hole, and then just driving through that hole. And in the instance when you get into a spot where you have a cutback lane, recognizing that cutback lane and making it, I don't know what the word is, emphatically, demonstratively, aggressively. Don't what's the word I'm looking for? Don't dance. Cut, go. Barry Sanders, he would dance a little bit, but man, when he put that foot in the ground and went, he went. And that's what we've seen from Woodland, from several Notus runners tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Woodland maybe not a guy that you're going to put in the 100-meter dash by any means. Doesn't have that kind of breakaway speed, but, man, is he a good runner.
Yeah. He's been really good tonight. I mean, Notus in general has been really good tonight.
All right, so Hill going to kick it off again here for Notus, and this one's a good one. It'll land at the 10-yard line.
Boy, it's going to die. He's going to have to pick it up. Boy, that is great.
A bit of a lucky bounce as Pickering picks it up inside his own 5.
Boy, and I'm guessing by design, that's exactly what you want to have happen.
Yeah.
You want to have that ball die on about the 5-yard line, not go out of bounds, not go into the end zone. You want to pooch it, essentially.
Right.
Get it to die right there. Force Pickering to pick it up. And he got back to all of about what's that, about the 15-yard line, 16-yard line?
Yeah, 15, 16. Tough to see with our –
we don't have a perfect angle on it.
And they don't paint numbers on the field or anything like that. But we do have the numerals there on the sideline. Sometimes they get covered by sticks or refs or coaches. So we do our best up here. But
yeah.
All right, this Clearwater drive is going to begin with $1.50 to go before halftime, as Louis Fabi is under center. Play action. Fabi looking to throw. Under pressure, escapes the sack. Can he escape another? He can. He gets it out. This is a first down and a lot more. Bass Myers with the reception, and he's across midfield to the 48.
Boy, Myers, that's the first big play he's been the recipient of. And I'll tell you, the one who made that play, Louis Fabi, he kept that play alive. He kept moving. And this time he was able to keep his head up.
Right.
And when he found Myers, he was able to just dump it off to him and let his number one back do the work.
Yeah, I mean, it's 8-man game. It's man-to-man, so especially – not to say that he's had a ton of time to throw, but when he starts scrambling around, it gets even more difficult for those defensive backs to cover those receivers.
A lot of field with not a lot of help.
Right. Under a minute to play now. Fabi going to throw again. Under pressure again. Throws this one, almost intercepted. That was Aspiazu again.
He was gone. He was gone
6.
if he holds on to that. And he might have, and we don't have the joy of replay, he might have picked his head up because, I mean, that thing hit him right in the collarbone.
Yep.
He's going to get a little good-natured ribbon from his teammates about that one because that was a walk-in touchdown the other way.
Jumped the route. Aspiazu has had a tremendous defensive
game. Yeah, really good. Really good.
45 seconds to go before halftime. Ball sitting at midfield. A new life on this drive here for Clearwater. Fabi back to throw. Under pressure. This time he can't escape it. Tried to throw it. We'll see if they say that's a sack. It's going to be incomplete. So Fabi rolled onto the defender, and he threw the ball as he was on the defender.
They're going to call grounding.
Which is the correct call.
I didn't think he got it off in time. I'd have to have another look at it to see, but great effort by Fabi to make something happen there.
Yeah.
But really good pressure there on the pressure was number 32, Nico Sullivan, the senior. I mean, that's 2 or 3 times from that defensive line position. He's made life miserable for the Clearwater Valley offense.
Yeah, Fabi just really not a lot of time to throw virtually all night for Clearwater, and this is with 37 seconds to go. This is going to be a loss of down, so it's going to be 3rd down and a mile for Clearwater.
Yeah. And now here the officials are going to have a quick conversation. You're right, it's 3rd down. They have 2nd down on the marker, but it's 3rd.
Yep.
Because you had Ospiazu jump the route for an incompletion. The penalty is an automatic loss of down, so it's 3rd down. And here, with 37 seconds to go, you can tell Fabi just wind up and throw it and see what happens, but I'd be inclined right now at 44-14, run the ball, and if Notus wants to call a timeout, make them call a timeout. One way or another, make them burn a resource. But if Notus, with a 30-point lead, is happy to let the clock run out, you might just be better off if you're Clearwater Valley. Just get off the field. Nothing outside of one play. Nothing has really gone your way so far. Let's cut our losses and let's regroup at halftime.
Yeah, clock running now, so we're under 30 seconds to go. And keep in mind, one of the 2 Clearwater touchdowns is a kick return. Fabi scrambling far side. He's going to take this himself. Crosses midfield, is popped at the 50 and taken down. 10 seconds to go.
Wisely, in my opinion, although, did Clearwater Valley call a timeout? Yeah, Clearwater Valley took a timeout. I was going to say I thought it was a wise move by Fabi to stay in bounds. But now with 7 seconds, I guess, what the hey, let's run somebody a deep post down the middle, throw it up, see what happens.
Yeah, that's about all you can do here, especially with it being 4th down. It's going to be 4th and about 10.
Yeah, 4th and a lot. Not an ideal situation, but again, 7 seconds to go till halftime. If you go back and you set your feet and then you let it fly,
it should take
half's
up
probably going to run out.
Right. And even if it doesn't, you
give them 1 second from midfield.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Clearwater Valley huddle over there, the whole team in there with head coach Alan Hutchins. Hutchins himself, Clearwater Valley grad.
Oh, yeah.
He was the quarterback for the Rams when they went to the 2A playoffs back in, I want to say it was the 1990s. He took them to the playoffs. They lost to Homedale in what some up there call a bit of a disputed loss.
Still talked about, huh?
In small towns, is it ever not talked about?
Yeah, that's fair. All right, 7 seconds to go. This one is pretty much got to go to the end zone here for Clearwater with this little time left to go before the half. Fabi scrambles far side, and he's going to go down for the sack, and that'll take us to halftime.
Well, I thought on the outside, Bass Myers had a decent double move where I think if Fabi might have had a chance to just set his foot and lob it up this left side, might have had a chance at something. But, again, it's easy for me to say from up here.
So halftime here from Notus. A first half that was dominated by the Pirates. Our halftime report coming up after these messages here on IdahoSports.com. Your halftime score, Notus 44, Clearwater 14.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
My name's Tyler. I'm a pharmacist and I live in Caldwell. A reason why I got vaccinated is because I wasn't just thinking about me and my health, is others around me. I'm a father, husband. I want to be there for my family. And then the other main choice is because of my parents are still alive, gratefully. They're both in their late 70s, both have major health conditions, and I wanted to protect them, so I chose to get the vaccine right away.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Think you can stand in my way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
No matter what life holds, we'll be there for you. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
All right, halftime here at Notus. Lucas Gephardt and Will Henneke bringing you live coverage of this 1A 8-man matchup. Will, we said we were going to learn a lot about this one coming into it. I think what we've learned is Notus is pretty good.
Yeah, and I think that's really been the thing. I've learned more positive about Notus than I would say I've learned negative about Clearwater Valley because, let's be honest. Clearwater Valley rode a bus 4.5 hours down here today.
Yeah.
They got here this afternoon. They're leaving after the game to go home. Their legs might have just been a little bit heavy, but here's the thing. Notus exploited it.
Yeah.
Notus has looked really, really good running the football with Carter Woodland, with Eli Hill. They've been able to run the ball very effectively. Quarterback Benny Guevara has hit a couple of throws, but defensively, particularly in the middle, Aaron Jimenez and also Connor Stafford in the middle. Nico Sullivan has made some plays. The middle of that Notus defense has really not given Clearwater Valley a chance.
Yeah, and I think that's been one of the major storylines that has really kind of dictated where we're at right now is Notus has been able to get pressure on the quarterback, Fabi, pretty much all night long.
Yeah.
Myers has been neutralized for the most part. Hasn't really touched the ball a whole lot either.
No, I mean, arguably his biggest play is a throw. A throwback pass to Louis Fabi for a touchdown. But, they have done that. Notus has done a pretty good job taking the ball out of Bass Myers' hands. And for Clearwater Valley, if the intent is to get back into this game and win it, and why wouldn't it be, I don't know that you're going to be able to just line up and run a bunch of I formation power runs in the second half.
Sure.
So to that end, you've arguably taken Myers out of the game a little bit, and if nothing else, you've turned him into a receiver instead of a running back. And you saw before halftime, Fabi had that nice little dump off to Myers. He ran it upfield 20 yards for a gain, and maybe that's the play. And again, I'm oversimplifying on purpose, but you take those outside receivers and you run them deep to get the defensive backs moving back, and then you curl somebody underneath them, a tight end, a running back, or whatever, have a running back run a short cross, and if you're able to hit that cross, okay, all of a sudden the defensive backs are now 20 yards downfield covering potential other receivers. If you make that throw, maybe you pick up 8, 10, 12 yards, and at that point you're moving the sticks.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a long way back here for Clearwater Valley as we're under a minute to go before the third quarter. So we'll thank our major advertising partners while we have the chance. Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealer. Our local advertising partners on board tonight, 5-Star Forestry, Perfection Tires, Syringa Hospital and Clinics, and our Power Boosters, Culinary Foods, and Evade Pest Management. So now we're sitting here middle of September. Football starting to get into full swing. Full slate of college football going on tomorrow. NFL kicked off yesterday. Boise State going on right now down in Albuquerque. Hank Bachmeier. That was a big topic around town this week. Hank Bachmeier not tailing green to start there for Boise State.
Yep. If you're from up north, University of Idaho, a good showing against Washington State last week. Washington State then turns around. They're in Madison, Wisconsin, playing the Wisconsin Badgers tomorrow. That's going to be
good luck.
That's going to be quite the challenge. But the University of Idaho, more than a couple people have said, look, we don't know that what happened against Washington State is a fluke, and that they're not saying it to dog on Washington State. They're saying that Jason Eck and his new staff up there at the University of Idaho, they might have something going. They have a chance to maybe get something going there in Moscow and turn some things around a little bit where it's been, there have been a couple of good seasons here and there, but it's been a while for the Vandals where they've not been what a lot of old-time Vandals are accustomed to, which is a top shelf program.
Yeah, and I had a chance to meet Coach Eck back in the spring. They actually held their spring football game down in the Boise area. What I do for my full-time job, it's my job to get events like that to be held in Boise. It's basically what I get paid to do full time.
Sure.
So I had an opportunity to meet him back in the spring, had breakfast with him, and just the thing that struck me about him is the energy that he has. It's just definitely if you're a college or high school recruit or something, it's definitely a guy that you would want to play for just based on the energy that he brings to the table. And I had a good time with him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they play out in the Big Sky, which is one of the better now FCS programs. It's a good league where you're playing Eastern Washington, Montana, Weber State. So it'll be a lot of fun for the state to see the University of Idaho and Idaho State. Would love to see both of those programs kind of get hot. The state is better when you got a good Boise State program, a good Idaho program, a good Idaho State program, and now the College of Idaho just down the road here, an NAIA program. And we mentioned Dylan Pickering from Clearwater Valley. He's on that roster. So when all those programs are rolling, this would be a really fun place.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, ISU, a new head coach to start this year as well, and Charlie Regal pulled him from Cal, old special teams coordinator over there. So
I've heard they really like the potential of their receiving corps. Like they have some really good athletes, some playmakers.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, I heard they really like the potential of the coach. And as an ISU grad, I go, yeah, where have I heard that before?
Yeah, you've heard it every year for about the last 20 years, unfortunately.
Right. So Clearwater Valley 1st and 10 to start things here in the third quarter. They hand this one off to Myers, and he picks up a couple down the far side. So that's how we start things here in the third.
Well, so no sooner do I say you've probably eliminated that play from the playbook than they come out and run it. And maybe Alan Hutchins, maybe his mindset is we've got to establish something here, so let's go back to what we do well. Let's be who we are.
Yeah, and really for the Rams, just not a whole lot went right for them in that first half. So, let's get back to basics and start building off of that. As Fabi play action is going to get sacked, so what they got on first down, they give it right back on second down and then some.
Yeah, Stafford and Stevens coming off that edge there. Just Fabi turned, and it's almost like the old – did you play Tecmo Bowl as a kid?
I was an NFL Blitz guy.
So Tecmo Bowl, if there were only 4 plays or whatever, but if you called the right one and the quarterback, dropped back to throw, and all of a sudden, every defensive player would just, dogpile on him. That's kind of what happened right there. It's like Coach Woodland called Coach Hutchins' play.
3rd down and 10 as the toss goes to Schilling this time, and no gain for the Rams. 4th down, 10.5 to go, third quarter, just underway here in the second half.
Well, not the start they were looking for, but do you maybe go for it?
I think so. I mean, you start doing math if you're still trying to do math to figure out how you're going to get back in this game.
You got to have the ball.
And you pretty much have to score every time you have the ball, too.
Yeah, and get some help.
All right, so 4th down, and they're calling it 8. There's under 10 minutes to play now in the third quarter. Fabi will be under center. They need to pick up 8. No receivers in the set. Schilling the deep man. Fabi will throw for it. Fabi under pressure, spins out of a sack. Here he comes near side. And he's running out of real estate. He's going to go down at the 30, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Aspiazu again, and it's a great individual effort by Fabi to keep that play alive, to give himself a chance. But, Notus, they just swarmed. No chance. No chance.
Yeah, really, it's been hats to the ball has been the thing that's impressed me about this Notus defense. Night in or play in and play out. They've done a good job of getting guys to the ball carrier.
Yep, really good. Really good. Fabi's been running for his life most of the game.
So here's the first possession, offensive possession for Notus to start the third quarter. 9:27 to go in the third quarter. Eli Hill, the deep back. Woodland will take the fullback role. And they give it off to Hill. As Hill picks up about 7 or 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, Bass Myers in on the tackle, and at the end of almost any game, Myers is going to have himself 10, 12, 15 tackles, especially now here in the second half, where I'm guessing Notus is probably going to be pretty content to just kind of keep, move the chains and move the clock.
Yeah, it could be a quick-moving second half if the time of possession goes anyway like it did in the first half. Is Handoff goes to Woodland. He has a first down inside the 20, so another trip to the red zone here for Notus.
It seems like they've lived there all game. And, it's got to be frustrating. The fans on the far side that made the trip down, the coaches, the kids, it's got to be frustrating because, I think we all know they're a better team than they've shown today, but sometimes it's just not your day. And so far for Clearwater Valley, it hasn't been their day.
So 1st and 10, ball now inside the 20, handoff, a lot of room, touchdown, Notus, Eli Hill.
Right up the middle, right up the middle. In the middle of that, Notus offense and defense continues to just control this game.
Hill goes untouched into the end zone, 19 yards. The score now 50-14.
Well, we've talked about he had a run in the first half for a touchdown where he had a nice cutback. There was no need for a cutback. That was like a warm-up drill. The seas just parted, and there was nobody there. He just ran right up the middle.
That's Hill's second touchdown of the day. And here comes the two-point conversion. They try to go straight up the middle, and it's not enough. So two-point conversion is no good. And our score remains 50-14, 8:19 to go in the third quarter. I want to thank 5 Star Forestry, their professional forestry company that has been serving Washington, Idaho, Oregon, and Montana for over 16 years. Founded in 2005, their primary services include tree planting, tree thinning, and fuel reduction. 5 Star Forestry specializes in urban interface fire protection by creating a defensible space between the forest and your home. 5 Stars Forestry is licensed and bonded and offers a wealth of experience and expertise at an affordable price. Find out more by calling Mike at 866-679-5372 or hit them up online at 5starforestry.com. That's the number 5, starforestry.com.
You ready for a trivia question?
Let's hear it.
There is an alum of Notus High School who played in the NFL. And it was fairly recent.
Fairly recent? Mm-hmm. I feel like
I
should know it.
In the twos. Let's see. These guys over here can't answer because they live in Notus. So, oh, do you know it? Notus alum who played in the NFL. Oh, he knows.
Did he get it?
He got it.
So this kickoff is going to take a couple bounces. Clearwater is going to pick this one up. Here's Schilling. He already returned a kick earlier tonight and dropped just shy of the 50.
Were you able? I don't know if the folks at home were able to hear the answer. The answer is Chris Horn.
Oh, okay.
He went to, I believe it was Rocky Mountain College in Montana, played here at Notus, went to Rocky Mountain College, then played in the Arena Football League back when the Arena Football League was a big deal.
Right.
Had a couple of phenomenal seasons, turned it into a free agent tryout, and he finally got into an NFL game with the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium.
Kind of the Kurt Warner route then, huh?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he kicked around the NFL for a few years. I don't know what he's doing now, but people talk about, Leighton Vander Esch, he was an 8-man player. Matt Paradis, he was an 8-man player. Well, so was Chris Horn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those are – it's kind of impressive of how many NFL players have come from Idaho's 8-man game.
Or good college players.
Right,
There have been some other pretty effective college football players. Kid from Genesee had a good career at Montana, the University of Montana. University of Idaho's had a couple 8-man kids.
And rolling out, this is Carson Schilling on the ground to the far side. He picks up about 4. But when Leighton Vander Esch, who played his high school ball up at Salmon River and then went on to play at Boise State, one of the things they had talked about on the national level, great exposure for Idaho in 8-man football, was he was so good at tackling because in 8-man football in Idaho, you have to tackle well.
Yeah. There is no second layer, really. I mean, you look here, you see the entire Notus defense here. Every defender is within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. If you miss a tackle, there's nobody else out there.
Schilling, who's now in at quarterback, throws this one into the ground in front of Myers.
I like the move from Alan Hutchins, and it's nothing. I mean, you can't pin any of this on Louis Fabi. He's been running for his life the whole game. It's a long season, okay? You're down big. Your team is not playing especially well. Let's see what else we've got. We've got to give some other kids some reps. We got to give some other kids some opportunities. And maybe we keep a couple of miles off of the tires of number 7 in white.
Sure. Yeah, so Clearwater is going to call a timeout, and, just kind of piggyback off of what you were saying. I think Schilling's going to stay in the game, but he came up after that play, kind of grabbing his arm a little bit, and the amount of pressure that Fabi has been under.
Oh, yeah.
Almost every time he's dropped back to throw the ball, down 50-14. We're about halfway through the third quarter now. Going to be a long season. This is only game 3 of 7 or 8 for both of these teams.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at Clearwater Valley after this. They've got Lapwai next week, and then they've got Kamei, their big rival, and then they've got Genesee, and then they've got Potlatch, and then they've got Prairie. Where's the break?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm looking here at the dates. There's not even a bye week in there.
Right.
They're playing straight through to their last game is at Troy on August 21st, and Troy won a game a couple of weeks ago. So, you're going to need, health for any 8-man team is key, because you look across the way, the white team there, Clearwater Valley, look how they've got their offense on the field. How many kids are on the sideline? 6, 8, 10 maybe?
Yeah, right.
Not very many. You can't afford to sustain a lot of injuries. So if you have a chance to maybe lessen some pressure on some people, and Fabi back at quarterback here, as Schilling appears to be off the field. But if you have a chance to save a little wear and tear, you're gonna need every bullet in your gun to go play Lapwai next week.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely
And then the week
right,
after that to go to Kamei. I mean, where's the break?
Right.
Where's the break in the schedule?
Yeah, when we were putting together the prep for that, I didn't even – there's not a bye week on this Clearwater schedule.
No. And on one hand, I think it's going to serve them well down the stretch. I think they're going to be well prepared for the playoffs, and I do think this is a playoff team. Don't even pay attention to tonight's score. Like I said, I think this says more about how good Notus could be than anything about Clearwater Valley. But they'll have to stay healthy.
All right, empty set for Fabi. It's 3rd down and 11. Fabi again running for his life. This time far side throws on the run. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. Yeah, for Notus coming up next week. Another North Idaho team in Salmon River, and then they travel to Wilder on the 23rd October. You have home games against Idaho City and Greenleaf Friends, and then you close the year at Rimrock.
And the Western Idaho Conference, what we need to see out of the Western Idaho Conference, and I say that as though they have anything to prove to me, some schmuck IdahoSports.com broadcasters. Somebody has to step forward and challenge this Notus team. I think Idaho City has some pieces. They've got some good backs, and Jason Rober is a heck of a football coach. They've got some pieces. They've had a hard time stopping teams so far this year. Rimrock has had a hard time stopping teams this year. Greenleaf Friends is only in year 2 or 3 of a restart of an entire program. So is it Wilder?
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
Right.
And Wilder's 0-2.
Right.
So who's going to be that team that's going to jump up and bite Notus? Because the cynic among us, you look at those standings over here, the conference. You've got Notus is 1-1. The rest of the conference is a combined 1-7.
Yeah. Greenleaf Friends, the only other team in this conference to even have a win.
Yeah, they beat Meadows Valley last week, and they're playing Shoshone tonight, I believe. I think Greenleaf is playing Shoshone, so they have a chance to get a second win tonight.
So the turnover on downs once again here for Clearwater. It's going to give Notus the football once again on the correct side of the 50. And Guevara back to pass, slings this one far side. Pass is caught by Eli Hill. And it's another first down as
pretty good stick by Fabi there.
Yeah.
A little frustration in that. They really started to find it, and they really started to click, and, boy, they have looked really, really good tonight.
Hand off to Woodland. Woodland picks up another 5 or 6 yards. Every single time Ford touches the ball, it's 5 or 6 yards minimum.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, if Notus is able to punch this one in, it would invoke the running clock because the lead would go over 40 points. I think I'm right about that.
All right, 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Guevara under center. Woodland the back. They run the counter again. They give this one off to Stevens. Stevens down the near side, breaks another tackle, still on his feet, reaches for the end zone. Touchdown, Notus.
Pretty good job keeping his feet moving and making some guys miss. I mean, great effort from a couple Clearwater players trying to chase the play down. But good work by Stevens, keeping the feet moving and keeping it alive.
So the score now 56-14, 5:48 to go in the 3rd quarter. Clock is not running as of now. That may change after the 2-point try.
Maybe it's 45. I don't know. I'd have to ask and see.
Gunnar Campbell now is the deep back. And they give it off to Campbell. Campbell is going to be stopped just shy. 2-point conversion, no good.
2-point conversion is no good. Noted. 56. So our score is now 56-14. Notus with the big lead. 5:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter. I believe running clock should be coming on here pretty quick. And that a lot of times that makes things go really, really fast. Once that clock gets running, you got 12 minutes. It only stops on timeouts or change of possession, scores, things like that. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think, like Lucas and I have talked about, he's on a phone call right now, so you're stuck with me for a couple minutes. I don't think any of us would have seen this particular game coming. And I'm looking along the far side. I realized we hadn't called his name, and I just realized it's because he's not padded up tonight. That's Anthony Carter, a good defensive lineman, a good running back option for the Rams, number 22. He's over on the far side. He's got his jersey on, but he's wearing jeans and a ball cap. So, unfortunately, he has not been available for the Rams tonight, which when you're having a bad night and you look at some key players that are not available, that comes into play. So Notus to kick off here. Tiago Schilling, the deep return man. Eli Hill set to kick things off. He's done a nice job tonight moving that ball around. And this, I think, will veer straight out of bounds, and it does. So Clearwater Valley will take over at the 35-yard line. Again, decent field position, but they've just had no success whatsoever getting the ball moving north and south outside of a couple of plays, a trick play or a running back throwback pass to the quarterback, Bass Myers, to Louis Fabi for a touchdown. And Clearwater Valley looks like it's going to ask him to kick it over. Decided to rejoin us, huh?
Well, we got a call from the boss. So usually
we had a glitch.
Well, I think we fixed our choppy video issue.
Oh, we had choppy video? News to me.
Sure, yeah.
News to me. Okay, fair enough.
Hopefully the video is better. But if you get a call from Paul Kingsbury, that's about the only phone call that you'll take.
Yeah, in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
He's not calling to see what you're going to have for dinner tonight.
Right. All right, so 5:48 to go. Our score 56-14. It seems like our video is a lot better now, so hopefully.
Well, you're looking at it. I'm not. I'm looking through this tiny little, 3-inch by inch and a half square.
I know you're running the camera.
I'm lucky if I can see the ball.
Right. I should really be the one to know that if the video's choppy or not.
Well, now the sun is finally starting to go down. God bless that haze, ironically.
Right.
Because now we can actually see our monitor a little bit better.
That is true. We did have some pretty gnarly glare on our monitor. So.
Yeah, it was a bright, beautiful afternoon here, despite the haze.
This one, a pretty good kick. Tiago Pickering is going to pick it up back at the 20. And he steps out of the tackle, can't step out of a second. So Clearwater Valley will start the drive at the 27.
Well, and it must be 45, not 40, because the clock is not running. 5:41 to go here in the third, and we've got 42-point lead.
Sure. And, I'd tell you, if there's one rule the officials do know, it's probably when you can start running the clock.
yeah. And, I mean, you don't want anybody hurt, and Tristan Aspiazu's out there right now sitting down, and they're kind of treating it as though it may be a cramp. So hopefully it's nothing serious, hopefully.
Yeah, and you want to talk about Aspiazu, the game he has had defensively. He's recovered a couple fumbles. He's done a terrific job on the outside, had a couple nice tackles as well. He's had a terrific game on the defensive side for Notus. As there's a Notus player down on the ground.
It's him.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah, it doesn't
and
look
they're just
serious
stretching
at all.
his leg out.
Yeah.
There was not and I mean, you'll see it a lot of times when, when guys are not jumping up and down, waving their arms or anything like that. I mean, it's not that it's not serious. You take injuries, all injuries seriously.
Right.
But he's up and he's able to walk off.
Yeah, lightly jogging off the field now, and he looks to be just fine.
Let's look here, see if we get any 8-man scores. Raft River leading Lighthouse early in the second quarter, 24-6. That's a good matchup.
Yeah.
We got any others? Castleford 8, Grace 0, final score.
Wow, you don't see that a whole lot.
No, that's the second time. Kind of funnily, we'll wait until this play ends.
Fabby's going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage again, just running for his life.
So Grace won a game 7-0 earlier this year. You don't see too many 7s in 8-man football.
Yeah.
They won a game 7-0, and now they lost a game 8-0. That's pretty wild. You don't see those. You don't see those very much.
Yeah, I mean, normally 8-man is first team to 60.
Correct. Yeah.
You're always taking the over when it's an 8-man game. 5:05 to go here, third quarter. Second down and 10.
I'm kind of scrolling here, so let's sit that down and go back to the day job, which is paying attention to what's going on in the game that I'm working.
Fabby play action pass is going to sling this one a little too high for his receiver. Was looking for Lincoln Barger.
Had a man open, just a little bit tall.
Barger, one of the few freshmen on this roster, 3 freshmen on this varsity roster for Clearwater Valley. They include Lander Mitkus and Tristan Hill. And also recently added to the Clearwater roster, David Whitman, who's here today but ineligible to play because he joined the team just a few days ago. But look for him to start getting.
Pilots leading the Valley Vikings 8-6. Valley back down in the 1A Division I ranks, played as a 2A school the last couple years.
Yeah, so there's an adjustment for that program.
Yeah, going from 11 back down to 8, although they played 8-man football for a number of years. So for a lot of them, it's probably like, okay, this feels a little more familiar.
A good 8-man program as well. Low snap for Fabby, so he's just going to take off and run with it, trying to find the corner, and is brought down. Again, the Notus corners have done a good job of holding the edge. And that's Benitez holding the edge that time.
Oh, I wonder if the intent wasn't to punt, and then when there was a low snap, changed things.
Right. And that may be something that they tell Fabby is if this isn't a clean snap, take off, try to get something out of it. The last thing you want to do is have a punt block.
Correct, yeah. Another 8-man score, 1A Division I, Butte County in a non-league game defeats Water Springs 66-34. So Butte County responds after losing last week. They were defeated by Cary in a really good game. But Butte County, Sam Thorngren and his team bounced back. Big win today.
So this drive, again, beginning in plus territory for Notus. Toss to Woodland, far side, cuts it back between the hash marks. And another pickup of Looks like this one was 8 or 9. But again, talked about it earlier. You give for the ball, it's 5 yards at least.
He's doing a nice job. Picked up 7 yards there. He's been really solid.
Second down and short now, 2nd and 3. Under 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Notus once again knocking on the door. Ian Hill, the sophomore, the deep man. Handoff, though, will go to Eli Hill, the senior, and he breaks a couple tackles and is in the end zone for the 3rd time tonight.
Well, in that one, that's one you'd like to see Clearwater Valley finish that play. They had him wrapped up. They had him stopped. And, as a runner, they tell you, hey, keep your legs moving, keep pushing. You never know what's going to happen. And, exactly what happened could happen.
6 more on the board makes it 62-14. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here comes the 2-point try. Again, Ian Hill, the sophomore, the deep guy. On this 2-point try, he gets the ball this time, but is stopped short of the end zone. So 2-point conversion, no good for Ian Hill, the sophomore. The senior Hill, Eli Hill, picked up the touchdown, his 3rd of the night. Carter Woodland also 3 touchdowns tonight.
Update from Glens Ferry. The Pilots now leading Valley 14-12. So Valley leads Glens Ferry. They recovered an onside kick. Valley leads Glens Ferry 18-14.
Assuming you're getting a lot of these scores on Twitter.
I am.
Okay.
So here's one. We talked about Clearwater Valley made the trip down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Non-league game tonight, Timberlake, which is north of Coeur d'Alene, at McCall-Donnelly. Canceled due to poor air quality. Timberlake had come all the way down, got on the bus, turned around going back. So at least, and I mean.
At least we played the game today.
And maybe there's some sarcastic Clearwater Valley fans among us right now who are saying, I wish we'd been canceled.
Yeah, right.
Lights are coming on. They should take effect here.
Derek Huter going to kick things off here for Notus. Our score sits 62-14, 3:03 to go, third quarter. And a good one. And they fake the reverse, but still with it is Tiago Pickering. And he goes down the far sideline, brought down at the 35. And IdahoSports.com, we really are command central here for high school sports across the state. Today you can make the memories made today last a lifetime by owning a digital file of this game for just $19.95. Just click the button at the top right to order. You also follow IdahoSports.com on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Just click the icons at the top left to follow us. And personal opinion, I don't think anyone covers high school sports in the state better than we do, Will, but I also work for us. So
we do have a little bit of a dog in the fight, so to speak, but
right.
I do think even some of those quote-unquote national websites, I think it's pretty easy when you can just cherry-pick other people's work to fill in your blanks.
Sure. But if you check out IdahoSports.com a little more, you'll find standings. We have written content. We do podcasts covering every corner of the state with the Idaho Sports Prepcast. 1st and 10 to go now, and taking off with it is Fabi. Still on his feet and still fighting for extra yards. You got to love to see that, especially when your team's down 62-14. Fighting for every extra yard is Fabi.
Yeah, still competing out there. You like to see that. If you're a coach, you take mental note of that kid he's still scrapping, he's still working, he's not just, dropping on first contact and trying to avoid contact, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I think there even Fabi was working down that sideline. He could have bolted for the sideline, stepped out of bounds, avoided the contact, but again, competing for every yard. 2 minutes and change to go, third quarter. Fabi this time under center. And he's back to pass, again in trouble, and again he goes down, and again, count them, 3 Pirates are in the vicinity.
Yeah, and Aaron Jimenez was like the last one to join the party, so there were 3 in on the sack, and there was a 4th kind of lingering in the neighborhood.
There's only 8 players on the field.
Yeah.
Half of them were in on the sack.
Yep. But I'm kind of a amateur astronomy fan, I guess. Okay.
Sure.
We've got a whistle, so let's see if we can do this here. So bear with me.
This is Will Henneke, action videographer here. I think that's a nice picture of the sunset. The hazy sunset over the cornfield here in Notus.
And that is almost directly my house.
Is it?
Yeah, you'd be in that direction, yes.
My house is directly
the other way
direction.
The other way, yeah.
Southeast Boise is where I was coming from. And, it was probably
There's our setup there.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There's my phone in case anyone was curious what my phone looked like. Looks like I've gotten a couple text messages.
Phone's blowing up.
Hopefully it's nobody saying, shut your mouth, jerk.
We definitely get those every now and then, though. Although they're usually via email. No one's, at least that I know of, has our direct phone numbers. But I came over here from Southeast Boise, and it was probably about 3 o'clock or so local time here, Mountain Time. We started getting notification that a lot of games around the valley had been canceled because of the area's smoke. West Ada School District, which is basically Meridian Eagle. All those games postponed until tomorrow as Fabi chucks this one down the far sideline, incomplete. That'll be pass interference. 2 flags coming down at the 45. But I had basically an opportunity to drive from one end of the Treasure Valley all the way to the other end of the Treasure Valley.
Pretty close.
And it was interesting I kind of tried to take note of what the smoke was looking like. Definitely got a lot thicker once you went through the Meridian Napa area, but once I hit about Caldwell, it eased up a little bit.
Yeah.
Still hazy, but a little bit it eased up.
Well, and we talked to head coach Joe Woodland. I must have misunderstood what the. They're going to run the clock in the 4th quarter. Oh, okay.
So they're running the clock in the 4th quarter is what we're getting word of now. And nope, it looks like they're going to.
No, they say I was just told they're going to run the clock in the 4th quarter.
Okay. The official wants to roll it now, but that is because I think they ruled that was a sack, not an incomplete pass. So we're trying to figure out the clock. It's rolling now at 50 seconds for this 2nd and long. So running clock coming up in the 4th quarter. We're still 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Fabi back to pass. He's going to roll to the right. Has some room in front of him. Crosses midfield. Tries to leap a defender. And is hit pretty hard. That's going to be a flag. Possibly Fabi may have been out of bounds. And this one going to go against Notus.
Well, sometimes they don't want you jumping.
That's a good point.
Looking for a number 17 in on the tackle.
Yeah, I didn't see one either.
And there's not a 17 on the roster.
So we'll get the signal from the white hat here, 28 seconds.
Yeah, they did say against the offense.
They say it was because you jumped?
I didn't see exactly what the signal was. I just saw against the offense, and they took it back from the end of the run. They didn't take it back from the line of scrimmage.
It's got to be that then. I can't imagine what else it would have been. 20 seconds to go. This, in all likelihood, will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Fabi with 4 receivers in the set. He'll look to pass, is able to escape a sack, and picks up a 1st down across the 40, still on his feet to the 35. And that will conclude the 3rd quarter.
Again, like 4 defenders in his face before he can do anything.
Before he even gets the ball, really.
Yeah, really tough day. Really tough day for Fabi and this Clearwater offense.
professional staff at Perfection Tire and KMEI is eagerly waiting to provide you incredible service and the latest automotive products available. That's what they sell there at Perfection Tire. They can take care of all your tire needs and much more, including brakes, shocks, struts, tune-ups, oil changes, alignments, and more. If nothing's wrong with your rig, you can still bring it up, and they'll help you keep it that way with their 30, 60, 90 protection preventative maintenance program. Stop in and see Dallas and Jerry at Perfection Tire and KMEI at 107 East 3rd Street. You can also stop and give them a call, 208-935-2999. You can also see them online at perfectiontire.com. Perfection Tire proudly supports Clearwater Valley Athletics. Syringa Hospital and Clinics is also a proud supporter of Ram football. Their highest priority is keeping every student healthy and safe so they can continue to shine athletically and academically. Syringa provides quality health care right at home, where the Rams have access to sports physicals, physical therapy, MRI, CT, X-ray scans, and much more. Check first with Syringa to get the quality care you need with the people who care about your success. Syringa Hospital and Clinics, 208-983-1700. Dedicated to providing you with the quality health care experience you deserve.
A lot of twos on the field now for Notus defensively.
So we do begin the fourth quarter with the running clock already down to 11:48 as we snap the ball for the first play in the fourth quarter. Fabi escapes 1, 2, 3, not 4. Again, 4 Pirates in on the sack. You know, Fabi's been running for his life basically all night, but he's just usually escapes the first couple.
He's slippery.
You know?
He's making some guys miss. He's done a pretty nice job in that regard. A lot of these almost feel like design quarterback runs at this point, too.
Yeah. Second down and 14, 11 minutes and change to go, fourth quarter, in a game that has been dominated by Notus here in their home opener. Handoff up the middle goes to Bass Myers. The junior picks up a couple.
I mean, first time he's carried the ball in the while again. You know, Notus has effectively took him out of the game. You know, they did a really good job by, you know, scoring points and by dominating the middle of that line, both offensively and defensively, really minimized the ability for Clearwater Valley to use number 12.
Yeah, really just not the amount of carries that Myers has been used to throughout this season. The pitch goes out to Pickering. Pickering, again, nowhere to go. Still slips a couple tackles and is brought down. Again, we'll notice every single defender for Notus, 8 players are all within 3 yards of that ball.
Yeah, and we're talking about, you know, some of these kids are the twos, and, you know, the younger kids getting in there and getting a chance to have some success.
So fourth down coming up once again for Clearwater. It's just been a night where just not a whole lot has gone right for the Rams, as they will look to turn the page from this one. Fourth down and 14 coming up. Be an empty set for Fabi. Myers and Schilling to the near side. Fabi will take the snap. Here comes the pressure. Steps up. Fabi going to take off with it. Is brought down. And a couple flags come in. That'll be a horse collar.
Yeah, we're going to have another horse collar. And I thought for a second, I thought Fabi was going to just basically come back because they had each outside receiver in single coverage. So just go back, plant your foot, see if that first guy won off the line. Nope. Go to the other guy, see if he won off the line. Nope. And maybe then run.
Right.
But instead it's – and, again, a lot of it is pressure dictated. You know, the pocket is not really developing, unfortunately, if you're a Rams fan at all. And Fabi isn't necessarily having a ton of time to let plays develop.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pressure, and it has not only been pressure, but it's been immediate pressure.
Oh,
yes.
It's
been all night long.
I think they're going to reposition this football. I don't know that they're going to literally make them snap it 10 yards off the edge of the line there.
I mean, if they're going to
That's a little outside the hash, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels outside the hash.
So trying to sort out what happened. It must have been offsetting penalties because they're bringing this back to the original spot.
Yeah, must be.
And we're going to do 4th down again.
So
meanwhile, the clock is still running. That took about a minute off the clock. Okay, face mask and a horse collar.
Okay, so again, you've got outside receivers in man-on-man coverage. Let's see if he just goes back, plants the foot, and throws it up.
4th and 14. 7.5 to go. First down coming up for the Rams. A toss out to Pickering. Pickering trying to find the corner. Slows down, cuts it back, is dropped after a gain of 5.
Pretty good tackle. That was Huter out there, number 5. He was the man that forced Pickering to turn back, but at the same time, he got down on Pickering's feet. Didn't really give him a chance to get those feet restarted. Pretty good tackle out there.
We approach the 7-minute mark now. Our score 62-14. A game we thought might be a little closer than this one. A game
That's
we didn't.
Putting it pretty diplomatically.
Yeah. A game we said we'd learn a lot about these teams. Notus has impressed so far
really
here
good
in their season opener.
Yep.
Or home opener.
Home opener. Boy, they've been fantastic. They have been really, really good.
Low snap. Fabi picks it up off a roll. Has some time. Fabi launches this one to the end zone. Has a man. Touchdown, Clearwater.
Well, in one of the rare times all day that he had a little time to throw.
Carson Schilling, the sophomore, hauling that one in, makes it 62.
There right now, it's still running, okay? And nobody wants an injury at this point. Nobody wants anything to get out of hand. So by the time these two teams get to the sideline, get out, get lined up, kick it off, there's 5:18 and rolling now. We could be down well under 4 minutes left in this football game. And, you know, it's not a let's hurry up and get out of here. The outcome is decided. There's, you know, you want to get some playing time for some kids for sure. You don't want to get anybody hurt, okay?
Sure.
Outcome is decided. We've seen what we need to see. Let's finish up the game, and then let's go across the street and have a barbecue hamburger.
Yeah, which is exactly what the plan is here at Notus.
You should call Paul really quick and see if he's in the neighborhood, see if he can come pick up the gear so we can just go eat. Then just have him come tear everything down.
It sounds like he's listening. So
okay.
He's over in eastern Idaho, so.
Is he coming home or is he working a game over there? I know he was doing the cross-country, the Tiger Grizz today.
Yeah. I'm guessing he's coming home. I don't know. Either way, he's coming to pick up our gear so we can go eat a hamburger after this.
Tell him to hurry up.
This end-over-end kick's going to take a bounce at the 20 and picked up, and taking a knee is Notus. 4:15 to go on this one. Here comes the Notus offense for what, in all likelihood, will be the last time of the night.
Yeah, most likely. 4 minutes to go, clock running, and you've got officially the twos on the field for Notus, which is it's good. It's what you want to see in this situation. Both sides, you know, get some kids some playing time and avoid injuries. You know, and your Clearwater Valley, when this one ends, when you guys load the bus, this game ceases to exist, and your focus goes forward because you got a big game next week. You know, you got to play Lapway, and Lapway is a pretty doggone good football team. You know?
Yeah, that's for sure. So, new quarterback in the game for Notus. Will, you mentioned the twos are in. Here comes Derek Huter, the freshman, 5'9", 145 pounds. Getting his first varsity snaps of his high school career here, at least at the quarterback position. 3:15 to go. And Huter is going to hand this one off to Gunnar Campbell, sophomore in the game now as we hit the 3-minute mark. Picks up about 5.
And a fair number of ones still on the field for the Clearwater defense. I do see a couple of players sprinkled in, but Bass Myers is still out there, Tiago Pickering, Carson Schilling, all still out there at this point.
So second down, 5 yards to go. So we hit the 2.5-minute mark. This Huter snaps this one. Handoff up the middle. This one not going anywhere. So that'll bring up a third down.
Well, we talked about the running clock. Barely 2 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, right.
You know? So once it gets running, it sounds obvious, but a running clock, a 12-minute running clock quarter ain't going to take that long.
It's going to take 12 minutes.
About 12 minutes. But the home crowd here, I guarantee you, the Notus fans and the Notus coaching staff and whatnot, they're going to be really pleased with their team today. I thought they played an excellent football game. And like I said, I'm taking a lot more out of this pro Notus than you would think, like, oh, nice run. I think there's a lot of knee-jerk reactions where people are going to want to say, oh, Clearwater Valley, man, they must stink.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty disrespectful to the team in blue that's played a tremendous football game tonight.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Dan Drennan, the sophomore on the carry there, gets it up to just past the 45. But, yeah, I think that's exactly to your point.
Is my guy out there?
Who's your guy?
Is my guy out there? I've been waiting 2 games for him to get the ball.
Oh, Rocky Sauce. There you go.
Is he out there?
45.
Oh, nope. They're telling me he's on the bench.
Oh. That would have been a fun name to call. Under a minute to play now, but, yeah, well, to your point, it's this is a toss back to Drennan, and he's tripped up in the backfield. To your point, this is a pro Notus game, not an anti-Clearwater game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
it almost as this will probably be the last play of the game.
Yeah, the ones came out to do victory formation.
Yeah. Almost sort of reminds me of how the Boise State game went last week, right? We heard all this noise about how good Boise State was going to be. Then they run into Oregon State. Maybe Oregon State's better than people think. I haven't looked at the Boise State score now as they're down in Albuquerque.
They were up 10-0 in the second quarter last I saw.
Okay, so there's a step in the right direction for Bronco fans there, but that is going to do it here from Notus. Your final score, 62-22. Notus dominating here in their home opener. The Pirates will improve to 2-1. And we'll step aside and bring you our postgame show and our IdahoSports.com player of the game right after these messages.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
My name's Tyler. I'm a pharmacist, and I live in Caldwell. A reason why I got vaccinated is because I wasn't just thinking about me and my health, is others around me. I'm a father, husband. I want to be there for my family. And then the other main choice is because of my parents are still alive, gratefully. They're both in their late 70s, both have major health conditions, and I wanted to protect them, so I chose to get the vaccine right away.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text StartMyQuit to 36072.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Think you can stand in my way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
No matter what life holds, we'll be there for you. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
Back here one final time at Notus High School. Your final score, the Pirates of Notus 62, Clearwater Valley 22. A game that was really dominated by the Pirates here in their home opener from start to finish. From the opening kickoff, Clearwater Valley did return a kickoff for their first touchdown. That was a little bit of a spark, but it wasn't much of a spark. Notus pretty much dominated from start to finish here.
They really did, and they were only stopped a couple times in the whole game. And one of the stops, Clearwater Valley had a really good red zone stop down here to our left, not far from the little team huddle that you're looking at right there. But then 2 plays later, Notus forces a turnover, and then they proceed to take it right back in. So they were really the aggressor and clearly the better team from the start. And I mean, I just want to make clear that I think this game says a hell of a lot more about the team in blue than it does the team in white. Sure, if you're a Clearwater Valley fan, you're pretty frustrated. Your team didn't play well tonight. They didn't. Let's not sugarcoat it. That's still a good football team, and that's a team that I expect to see in the playoffs here in 6-8 weeks.
Yeah, I think both these teams are playoff teams, and who knows, for Clearwater, this could maybe be a turning point in their season.
Potentially.
Of kind of a wake-up call, refocus type of week, a bit of a humbling loss here for Clearwater.
For sure, I'm sure that Alan Hutchins and his staff, they've identified the big problem tonight was the line of scrimmage. Notus dominated both sides of the line of scrimmage. Yeah. I mean, and we're talking dominated. Louis Fabi was running for his life all game. Bass Myers never even really got a chance to get going. And that's a credit to these guys down here in blue. Their defense was tremendous tonight. So Clearwater Valley is going to say, okay, we got to get better along the offensive and defensive front, and it starts next week. We got to go play a good Lapway team, and we cannot have this happen again, or we're going to be on the short end of the stick again.
Yeah, one thing left to do here tonight. Let's award our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Sort of a short discussion on this one. We went with Carter Woodland, the senior, 3 touchdowns tonight. That's not to say that he was the only player that had an extremely good game here for Notus. That was just it seemed like, like I said it multiple times throughout the night, every time he touched the ball, it was 5-6 yards.
Yeah, he was. And that line did a tremendous job, again, creating a push where he was not having to run through contact very much. He was able to kind of take his time and let plays develop, and he did an outstanding job doing that. Instead of trying to force things that weren't there, he let the play develop, and then when he hit the seam, when he saw the seam, he hit it and he went. 3 touchdowns, and at least 2 of the 3 were not like 1 yard in a cloud of dust. They were long runs where he had to let the play develop. He had to make a couple of guys miss and make plays. He was tremendous tonight.
Yeah. All right, this has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night, presented by Mountain West Bank, and brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, and the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealer. Local advertising partners on board with us tonight are 5-Star Forestry, Perfection Tire, Syringa Hospital and Clinics, along with our power boosters, Klinger Foods, and Evade Pest Management. Special thanks to everyone here at Notus High School, including head coach Joe Woodland. He was terrific. Chatted with him for quite a bit before the game, and athletic director Matt Campbell, both of them terrific, and at least my first time out here at Notus, but extremely good hospitality out here at Notus, so we want to thank them for their hospitality in getting these games broadcast to you, the viewer. Congratulations again to Carter Woodland, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Thank you again for joining us from Notus as the Notus Pirates pick up a 62-22 win in their home opener against Clearwater Valley. Pirates improved to 2-1. Rams, on the other hand, will fall to 2-1. My broadcaster